There we go. We are officially live. It is 9 o'clock Friday night. It's time for the realest talk in sports. We are in the paint. Good evening, all. Thank you all for joining us on this Friday night. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Maybe not a lot, but we do have stuff to talk about in the world of sports, and only as we can bring it. And joining me, because it's not just me by myself. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Rodney Jones, aka Angus Black. We're here along with the guy that created this show, named Mr. Mark A. Cunningham, aka Max 611. And also, we're being joined by our longtime associate, friend, comrade, Sir Dominic. What's going on, brother?
Oh, what's up, R? How you doing?
Okay,
he ran away.
He ran away. Well, he'll be back though. But damn, I did all that talking and whatnot. I thought you couldn't hear me for a second.
I'm sorry.
Wow. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, bro?
I'm a little. You want to turn that down some?
Yes,
I
am.
Reverb. Okay. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? We're here. I'm gonna force my way through this today. All right.
Right.
And that's about it. So, let's get started. This is your time, sir. This is your shining moment. This is your glory. We are in deep, well, not too deep, but deep enough into the first round playoffs of the NBA, and we're gonna go over some of these series. In-depth look, so to speak. Okay. So with that being said, are we going to start off with the Boston Celtics and the my Brooklyn Nets? I don't even know why I am still claiming this team. I have no idea. Maybe because I'm a little sick in the head. And there he is, my man. Like I said, comrade, friend, consultant, Sir Dominic. How are you, sir?
Can y'all hear me better?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, hear you better. And you're moving better. You're not doing that Max 611 freeze, so to speak. You're good.
All right.
Yes.
I did not like that comment, sir.
Hey,
I will throttle you later.
Son, you owe me. You owe me, so I'm gonna get you until you owe me. Okay?
Okay. I see y'all haven't changed.
No.
No, he's still at it. Still at it. Freaking Freck, still at it.
Still at it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's changed. I'm not changing a damn thing. So with that being said, let's get into this Boston Celtics having a 2-0 lead over the Brooklyn Nets in this best of 7. Matt, just like I said last show, I'm just like, make it official for me. I just want Steve Nash gone. I'm tired. I'm done. I want him and his assistant coach, D'Antoni. I want them out of Brooklyn.
Well, D'Antoni's been gone.
Oh, he really has?
He's not with the Nets anymore.
Oh, good. Well, thank God. But obviously he's learning from D'Antoni. You understand what I'm saying? He's learned, and that's not working for me. It's not working. 2 straight games. 2 winnable games. Oh, he dropped again. That's all right. 2 winnable games. And you lose. I'm tired. You know what's funny? I was talking to an associate, one of the partners, as a matter of fact, at the job, and he's a big Brooklyn Net fan, and he was saying how the Nets made a change, kind of like a structural thing, and they chose, basically KD and Kyrie with a GM, pretty much, in handling this coaching situation by getting rid of Atkinson,
right,
and hiring Nash,
right,
and obviously it has not paid off. It has not paid off, and I see a lot of hatred, particularly from Knicks fans, in regards to this Brooklyn malaise. Maybe we might say, they're saying this is a colossal failure if they don't even move on to the next round and this and that. And I'm hearing a whole bunch of hate. They need to stop that. Knicks fans cannot comment. No, sorry. No, you cannot talk. Okay, because your situation is not better. The grass is not greener on the other side. So I'm sorry. Y'all can't talk. You could attempt to, and all that, but it holds no water. It holds no weight whatsoever. So,
I got 2 words for you.
What's that?
Well, 3 words. Well, 4 words. It's still a Knick town.
Whatever.
Whether you want to believe it or not. And yes, the Nets do have a better team. However, if they go out in the first round, it is a colossal failure.
Oh, here we go.
I'm in agreement with you, Steve Nash. One, I don't think he should have gotten a job in the first place. He's not a really good coach. He just happens to be a coach who has a lot of good players on his team. You know, 2 great players in KD and Kyrie. And what Boston is doing is they're saying, okay, Kyrie, you can have all the points you want. KD, we're not going to let you beat us. And they're being physical with KD.
They are.
They're running double teams at him. They're trapping him. Wherever he goes, there's hands on him. They're the more physical team, so they're being physical with him.
Right.
And he's turning into 2016 KD in OKC, who had 1 million turnovers and shot worse than Russell Westbrook did from the 3-line in that series. Combined, him and Kyrie shot 1 of 17 in the second half. I was sending y'all those stats.
I know. I was getting pissed off behind that too.
For the 2 games, KD has had 12 turnovers. That is unacceptable from your superstar and unacceptable from the guy who has the keys to the offense. Nash hasn't adjusted. He has 2 former All-Stars sitting on his bench in Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge, who can, although they're not the same players they were in their prime, they still are effective players who give you size, rebounding. Blake gives you defense, and LaMarcus Aldridge gives you offense. You know, you could throw it in a post to LaMarcus. And I'm not sure if LaMarcus is hurt or not, because he did have an injury, but
he did.
But you know, and y'all wishing on a prayer with Ben Simmons to come back for Game 4, and he needs to sit and rehabilitate that back injury he has. I'm gonna let Dom talk.
While it's easy to do the blame game, and I just don't think Aldridge and Blake Griffin would be a good fit in this series. But let's take away the blame game and let's go to sheer numbers. The Boston Celtics are the best defensive team in the NBA. And
That's right.
They're actively proving. So while we sit here and take stabs at Kyrie, Nash, Durant, you see what they're doing. It isn't like we're watching a different game. You know, in your face, they cut, they break through screens. Hey,
Dom, you keep fading in and out slightly as you're talking.
It sounds like somebody's in the background cooking.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, what I was saying is it's just a bad matchup, guys. To be quite honest, we could pick at this and pick at that, but I just think the Celtics are the better team, and they're proving it. Look how they play defense, fellas. They don't switch. They break through the screen. That's where the bodies are dropping, because they're banging you as they go through that screen, and they're not stopping. They're doing what they did all year, fellas. If nobody watched the Celtics, this is how they played all year. Hence the reason they're the #1 team on defense in the NBA. The Nets ran into a bad. I'll tell you what. The one thing Ben Simmons could have brought him was some damn defense. Because when you flip the script with the best defense, the Nets are one of the worst. So it's just a bad matchup, guys. To be honest, I'm not going to sit here and do the slander because I'm not a Nets fan. No, I'm just looking at sheer numbers, and it's proven itself. So I hate to say this because you know how much I hate Boston, but I think they may go to the championship.
Well, it depends on who they play in the next round and the following round. But,
Right.
I didn't slander the Nets. Yo, 12 turnovers, Dom. One of 17. That's on the two superstars. They have to be better. And yes, I did say that what they were doing to KD, they trapping him. They're being physical with him. They're sending double teams at him. They're not letting him win. They're making it so that the Nets other players and Kyrie beat them. And Kyrie didn't show up in game 2. He showed up in game 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Your role players aren't your role players against this defense. I'm sorry, it's not happening. And when you take away their 2 best players, you're seeing it. I mean, they actually locking down everybody. So when you get ball, because let's be honest, the one knock I will say, even tough defense the Celtics are playing, they're still doing that dribble. So even if you throw it out to a role player, he don't have much time to think before he has to do something. They're pounding the ball, both of them, Durant and Kyrie Irving. And with that defense, you're in trouble, guys. You're in trouble. It's nothing against the Nets. It's just a very bad matchup. But Ben Simmons could have brought up some defense. I will say that.
He could have brought them some defense, some athleticism, and somebody who could also get the ball to Kyrie and Durant, get them open shots because he is a point guard. But hey, let them play iso ball till the wheels fall off. As Mike D'Antoni said it. We gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. And Nash is his basketball father's son, so they go home early. Unless they make adjustments.
Which I've seen that Nash really isn't that good at. If they could somehow eke out a win, if they could eke out 2 wins at home, which is going to be a tall order, I'm not going to lie, and seeing and hearing what you guys said about their defense and how they're playing against Brooklyn, if they can manage to win 2 at home and make it a best of 3, and I can't even believe I'm about to say it, and if you have Simmons on the court at game 4 and after, we might see a different result. We just might see it. Even Ben will play, if he plays 15 minutes, it'll be an effective 15 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? If he's feeling good. Now, I know I was on record for saying I think he just should sit out the rest, whatever. Don't even come back to the playoffs. But at this point, if you need to bring him back, I get it. You know what I'm saying? If he's healthy, I get it. You know what I'm saying? That 15 minutes, I think, is going to be useful for the Nets. You understand? And again, in this series against Boston, so it's better to have him for 15 than none. So, and it could be a difference maker. So we'll definitely see how this is going to turn out.
I agree. Hey, they have to make adjustments. You got a big center. Start running some pick and rolls for KD. Start running some screens. Look at some Indiana Pacer tapes and see how Reggie Miller was getting open and how they ran him through a myriad of picks and screens and he got open. Do that with KD and Kyrie so they can get open shots because but like Dom said, Boston switches well. Boston fights through screens. All eyes are on Kyrie and Durant, and it's a bad matchup. And Boston started the season off not playing well, and they ended the season playing very well. And as he said, they were one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. So
it's hard to do that, guys, with what you're saying, with you bring them off of screens, because to me, you gotta have a point guard that's willing to do that, like dribble, hit the screen, throw the pass. Kyrie and the N1 mixtape mentality sort of takes away from that because he's dribbling too much and he's dribbling into crowds.
Right. Kyrie is dribbling to look for his shot.
Yeah.
And not look to pass the ball. He's never averaged more than 5 assists a game. And that's due to him pounding the ball, him looking for his shot more so than him trying to pass the ball to people.
What? Cutting you off to R makes a great point. But if you're good Simmons in for those minutes, you better bring him in when Tatum and Brown's on the court, because he could at least attempt to check one of them.
Right, exactly.
At least one of them. And let's not forget about Simmons, guys. He's a great rebounder.
Right.
He's a great rebounder for the you know how I felt about him. He got thrown under the bus. God bless him. He got out of Philly. But he has a lot of attributes that the Nets are missing.
Right.
Defense,
right.
And push the ball without doing the N1 mixtape. He'll get the ball down court and hit the open man immediately. He's not going to try to do all of that ESPN highlight reel. He's going to get somebody the ball because you got to respect him. I don't care what people say about his shot. When he's going to the basket, he could dunk on you.
Right.
He could pass when you come toward him. That's the difference. And I thought that would have made a difference, but it went from mental illness to a back injury to, will we ever see this guy play this year? But he could be a key, or
he can
even in 15 minutes.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Dom, for sure. You know what I mean? Most definitely. What happened to is Patty Mills injured or something?
No, he played.
Okay.
But see, again, not to beat a dead horse. That's another great example. Patty Mills is that guy where if Ben Simmons is going to the hoop, he knows where Patty Mills is. Because he ain't doing all that extracurricular shit. He's going to the hoop with his head and his eyes open, and he's going to hit Patty Mills in that corner at the top of the key, wherever he's at. But you don't have that right now.
No, we don't.
It is. But I don't think they stand a chance. I think it's over. Even if they win the next game, it's hard. I think I
understand. I get it. Trust me. I get what you're saying.
78% of the teams that go up 2-0 win the series.
Right.
That's hard to come back on.
Yeah, it's very sobering for me. I'm not gonna lie. That's a sobering fact for me, bro. I get it. I understand it. But again, I gotta just, I gotta hold that hope. That's all I could do. That's all I could do. I could just wish for the best. Expect the worst, but wish for the best at this point. I mean, we've had 2 winnable games, and we just blew it due to the defense of Boston. The play of Boston it's been far superior. That's just what it is. Do I like it? No, but it's a fact. What are you gonna do? What can you do? So I don't know. I have nothing else to say on this one. I'm depressed. Thank you. Facebook user. Appreciate that. Really do.
I think that's somebody in the Facebook group.
Oh, okay. That'll be great. That'd be nice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You want to move on, or you want to do some more?
You can move on, brother.
All right. So let's do the next series in the Eastern Conference. The Miami Heat lead 2 over the Atlanta Hawks. I think they're playing tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Game 3 is being played. I don't have a score right now, but the bottom line is Miami is 2 games over Atlanta Hawks right now. Mac, I think you had said this one. No, it wasn't this one. What did you say? This series is over?
This series is over too. Listen, little Chico DeBarge is
what?
He's going home. Little Chico DeBarge is going home.
Wow. Damn, Mac, you don't give nobody no goddamn credit, huh?
Hey, listen.
You don't give nobody no
Atlanta snuck up on teams last year. They had they were able to get a nice run during the playoffs. For some reason, this year, it's not the same, and they fell back a little.
Right.
Trae Young didn't have as many. He had big games this year. He didn't have as many big games as he had last year. And I think people took Atlanta as a threat, and Miami is deep. They balling. They got a smart coach.
Very smart.
And Jimmy Butler is not going out like that.
Nah. Well, game 3 is a little close. It's close.
Right.
Last time I checked, it was like 68-65 in the third quarter. Atlanta obviously is playing home, so they got that home cooking. I'm sure the crowd is hyping them up for it and trying to will them to win this game and perhaps game 4. So we'll see. Right now, it's kind of like do or die time for Trey and the Atlanta Hawks. You understand? So you really have to respond well in this game and the next one, because if you don't, well, just like Max 611 just said, it's bye time. Time to go fishing, or tricking in Miami, whatever. Take your pick.
Well, they could trick in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Ain't gotta go far. Ain't gotta leave.
But here's where the NBA fools you. Minus this play-in, we wouldn't even be talking about a 1-8-2-7. We wouldn't even be talking about that no more. We'd be like, the 1's supposed to beat the 8, the 2's supposed to beat the 7. Atlanta might have been better off not winning the play-in game, because knowing you're playing Miami, I mean, not taking nothing away from Atlanta. They had a good run down the end of the season. I will say that. They started out poor. They came on. They've had some injuries. But let's be honest, guys. I think only twice in NBA history, an 8 seed has beaten the 1 seed.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Denver and the Knicks. And the Knicks did it in that strike short.
Knicks made a run to the finals as an 8 seed.
During that strike shortened season. But again, when you look at 2 versus 75 times, that percentage is very low. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. It's probably 20%. But it's not, we wouldn't even be talking about this. But give Atlanta credit, they're hanging in tonight. But Mark's right. We don't even really got to talk about this long. Miami is just that much of a better team.
Right. True that.
Miami made a lot
sorry.
of. Go ahead, Dom.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I feel sorry because when you really look at it, guys, in the big picture so far this playoffs, we've had some good games and we've had some blowouts. So
and we had some great individual efforts.
Right. But we've had some. I can't wait till y'all talk about the Jazz series because that's.
Oh man. I can't wait to talk about this next series.
Yeah, but let me just say this about Miami. Miami made a lot of shrewd moves in the offseason. They picked up PJ Tucker, who added rebounding and defense. They picked up Kyle Lowry, who adds veteran moxie, and he's a true point guard. Victor Oladipo is healthy, so he adds something as well. They the point guards in their wings, and Jimmy Butler. Whatever you want me to do tonight, you want me to get 8 assists, I'll do that. You want me to lock down the small forward, shooting guard, point guard, who you want me to lock down? I'll do that. You want me to rebound tonight? I'll do that. And he had 30 or 40 points the other night.
I think he had 45, right?
Yes. So he said, oh, you know what? I'm going to score tonight. So he's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
And they just... Eric Spoelstra's a good coach. People
I will admit, though, the Miami Heat, the Miami Heat left me off the Heat when I went to that game and the Knicks won. That was my whole season right there when the Knicks beat them in Miami. And you know what? It is very true because even my wife was shocked. She was like, "Damn, there's a lot of Knicks fans in here." I was like, "Yeah, they Knicks fans. No matter how bad we play, they travel well."
Well,
and it was a good game too down the stretch.
Miami, there's a lot of New Yorkers in Miami.
Yeah,
and
there is
a lot of New Yorkers travel to Miami.
Right,
and that's what I saw, Mac, when I was in like the lobby, and what was wearing a Knick hat, and the first thing you ask them, "You from here?" "Oh, I came here just for the game." I'm like, "Oof,
wow."
That's a hell of a trip just to come to a game to see a sub 500 team, but
For real.
I happened to be there for another reason, but the luxury was we got a chance to see the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we not snuck in. This is funny, guys. They give you a chance after halftime to check out the suites. So there was a suite that was empty. So we went there, and the whole time, guys, I'm looking behind me, midway
waiting
through
for
the third
somebody
quarter.
to come kick you out.
Yeah, and say, hey, you've seen enough. How do you like it? You want to sign up? Guys, I stood there for the whole second half.
Beautiful.
The whole second half.
Nice.
Losing my ever-loving mind.
Right.
Lost my voice. It was totally insane to see all them Knicks fans in there going batshit crazy for a team like that. I mean, and I'm a Knicks.
You know what? Knicks fans will go to Miami. Knicks fan is a lot of New Yorkers in Atlanta. There's a lot of New Yorkers in Charlotte.
Yeah.
We go to I used to go to Philly games with Lawrence. We used to jump on a bus or jump on a train to go watch a Knicks game in Philly. And come back the next day or come back later that night, depending on or rather later if it was like a day game later that night.
Okay.
So Knicks fans will travel. Knicks fans, New Yorkers are in other places.
Yeah. That's the greatest perk of being state. Yeah. I used to go play the Sixers. The tickets were cheaper.
Yep.
Almost equal distance where I was at to drive to the Garden or to drive to, at that time, it was, I think, Wachovia, First Union.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, it was a lot easier.
Just say Broad Street.
Right.
Mark, not that far from the stadium is a White Castle. So
wow.
I got to kill two birds with one stone.
There you go.
The Knicks were pretty good back then. So Sixers were the ones that sucked. But that being said.
The Facebook user, they said they had a quick question. Ask away, type away, and we'll.
We'll
respond.
I was waiting for that. Of course. Let's move on. Let's go to the Milwaukee Bucks tied with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls. I didn't see this whole game of Game 2, but the Bulls started out on fire. It looked like they had the better energy coming out, and they played well, and they actually won that game. So the big news in that is the loss of Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got to get reevaluated in I think 2 weeks on his status. Now
currently Milwaukee's blowing them out 50-30 in the second quarter.
Okay.
And Miami is beating Atlanta in the third quarter 74-68.
Right. So
they're over.
Okay, let me see. Let me just throw this in here real quick. The Facebook user says, correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm just waiting for the rest of it for him to get it out.
Just type the whole question.
Type the whole question, brother. So again, I think this is, even though they're doing well right now, don't you think that at some point, starting with Game 4, that this is going to hurt them? Maybe in this series, maybe we shouldn't count out the Bulls early.
I don't know. I think I like the Bulls, but I just think Milwaukee is just deeper and better. And yes, Udoka was the assistant coach in BK.
In BK, okay, right.
If the Bulls had, you factor in the injury to Middleton and go the other way. If the Bulls had Ball,
right,
and the Bucks have Middleton, I had this conversation. Injuries happen all the time. Yeah, we get that, but I think it's a little different. Like if R got hurt in November and he worked his way back into the lineup, let's say in February, March. But when you get a guy that goes down in the playoffs, that's different because you're only down to so many games to begin with. So I think losing Middleton, I think the Bucks will get by this round. I don't think they get by the next one without him.
Right.
If he don't come back, no.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is about being reevaluated. Originally, what was being said in 2 weeks, that's going into the next series.
Yeah.
If they advance past Chicago, you understand? So to me, this is big because, as you already know, I'm not the biggest Milwaukee Buck fan in the world. So I was like, oh, really? Kind of piqued my interest in them. You know what I'm saying? Anything to dethrone the champion. So I was kind of like, oh, goody. You know, I know that's messed up me.
I think they'll have the Sixers, right? If the Sixers win, I think that
I have to look at the standings again to make sure.
I'll tell y'all in a second.
You know, but I think you could be correct, Dom. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what Max says.
Yeah, y'all keep talking.
Oh, okay. But I'm just saying, like I said, I think this is gonna really seriously impede Milwaukee from repeating as champions. You know, because Middleton is, to me, he's like he's a complete player for me. You understand? And when he gets going, forget about it. It's pretty hard to stop him. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Milwaukee would have to play the winner of the Boston-Brooklyn series.
Oh boy. Okay.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah.
Sixers did a kind of break.
Yeah. Big time.
Wow.
You know, big time. So
yeah, you see tonight, Budenholzer went big. He started Portis at power forward, and he slid Giannis to the small forward spot, which you can do because Giannis is that athletic. He's better at shooting threes. Still not great, but he's okay making threes. He handles the ball frequently for them, so it's no problem sliding him to the three because he can guard anybody.
Right.
Who did they start over Middleton?
Portis.
Yeah.
All
right.
They went big. Because he's 6'11", Giannis is 6'10", Brook is 7 feet.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
So they beat Chicago out. I don't think Chicago has enough. Their bigs aren't as good as Milwaukee's.
Okay.
But again, if the Bulls had a little more firepower, then that big might get exploited.
Yes.
Because you got to go out there and run after a Zach LaVine, Alonzo Ball, DeRozan. You know, I don't, and Vukovic, I don't know. He's just sort of disappointing right now.
Okay.
For the money he's making.
He gave him 17 boards in the first game.
Yeah, but I mean, his offense is not what it. I guess it's comparing apples and oranges. When you, I guess it is easier to put up points playing for the Magic because who else are they really going to? So, but he's getting exposed.
Who is that?
What?
I heard some background noise.
That was me. So excuse that.
Okay. You're excused, sir.
Yeah, that was me. My bad. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's move on to the next series. The Philadelphia 76ers holding a 3-0 lead over the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, this is done. Yeah, pretty much because they're toast. You know what I'm saying? And again, I hate Harden. I'm just so hoping, praying that at some point during this playoff run that they get a little dust up between these two, you know, and lead to
him wanting to leave.
Yeah,
Because there were rumors that he wants to go to Miami. Right after the trade to Philly, there was a rumor that he wanted to go to Miami.
Right.
I'm like, Miami don't need you.
Harden, they probably don't even want you at this point. Not just need.
Can I say this? I think Harden letting his body go in his conditioning in the off seasons wasn't a good move because he's not really the same player. And He was a one-trick pony, being that he could draw 50 million fouls, and the refs changed that rule because of the NBA changed that rule because of him. And now he can't. He didn't go to the line 10 times like he used to this year. And I think he's on the decline. He hasn't had a great game in these playoffs. Philly is going as far as Joel Embiid takes him.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Harden is at this point, and it's as crazy as it sounds because we're talking about a former MVP, but as crazy as it sounds, he's a non-factor now. That's what he's morphed into. You know, maybe 50% a non-factor. Next year, as he gets older, it'll be 100%. And that's a rough thing for me to say. I get it. Everybody's like, well, how could you say something like that? Well, take a look. Mac just gave you a prime example of how his body is. He's not, being in shape and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, your game is gonna and the rule change. Your game is gonna suffer. It's been suffering. And we've seen that this season. We've seen it. So
not to mention that Maxey kid is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, kid's balling.
At the end of the day, they may look at this and say, "Wow, maybe we should have parlayed Ben Simmons into some good role players."
Word.
Man, they should have tried. They should have parlayed that to Portland and got CJ.
Maybe that's not a bad idea.
CJ,
you know what I'm saying?
CJ's playing well right now.
Yeah,
that's
not been balling out since they made that trade.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not.
He made Ingram as much. He made Ingram. I mean, we're not on that yet, but he has benefited Ingram.
Yeah.
Wow.
Serious.
Would
That's a good question.
Is his contract up? Dom, is Harden's contract up?
You know what? He didn't sign that extension. He missed that deadline when he got traded to Philly.
Okay. He's gonna get paid regardless because he's James Harden. So some sucker is gonna pay him.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm like, come on.
He's gonna get $200 million.
I don't know, Mac.
Yeah, that wouldn't be me as an owner. That definitely wouldn't be me.
Well, I'm gonna speak for all three of us. None of us. I wouldn't pay for Harden because he don't play no defense.
No.
He eating chicken wings and hanging out with strippers and rappers. So
the only thing that saved Harden is the Sixers get bumped in the next round, and Doc Rivers is out of there, and Morey gets to bring in his guy,
Mike D'Antoni.
Whether it's D'Antoni but remember, I always say this: Morey don't have no bloodline when it comes to Doc Rivers. He didn't hire him.
Right, so exactly.
Let Doc Rivers fall on his face this year. He'll be coaching the Lakers.
Yeah.
No. I don't think the Lakers are gonna hire.
I didn't think the Sixers would hire.
Yeah.
Right.
But Dom, I don't think he'll go to LA, but I will say this. He if he falls again, he will be out of there.
Yes, he's done.
There's and deservedly so. Deservedly so.
He's done. I think he's done if they don't go to the finals.
Right. Strong possibility.
Because remember, guys, this whole Ben Simmons fiasco started with Doc Rivers.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
So that's got to have a sour taste in Morey.
Yes, it did.
Again, y'all brought Morey in after Doc Rivers.
Right.
And which was dumb.
On poor Morey's watch. Not giving him a get-out-of-jail-free card. He didn't do this.
No,
Doc Rivers did this.
Right.
So now you're looking at not only did he do this, but you thought you were getting a king's ransom for Ben Simmons and then ended up giving up a king's ransom for Ben Simmons.
Exactly.
So really, I bet he's really in his feelings. Oh.
Exactly, bro.
He didn't fire Doc Rivers during all this shit.
He should have. You know what I'm saying? Doc is like supremely overrated as a coach. I'm sorry.
Yes,
he really is.
Y'all think it's, but it's not professional.
How many of those leads has he blown, Don? Three?
Enough.
Three of them. Only coach in NBA history to accomplish that great feat.
Exactly.
And again, I always go back to, guys, you had the original big three. And you walked away with one ring.
Right.
Think about that. You walked away with a ring and then became the only coach in NBA history to blow 3-3-1 leads.
Yep.
And then you had Lob City. You didn't lob a championship, but you had Lob City.
Right. That was 2 of the 3-1 leads.
Yeah.
One team.
Didn't he have Kawhi and Paul George?
Yeah. And here's the irony to that. The Clippers never made it to a conference finals until they got rid of Doc Rivers. Think about that.
You're right. Right.
You talk about
fans in an open wound. Yeah.
You know,
these are facts. So, yo, dude, these are facts that can't be denied. They can't be denied.
You could have, like I tell these craze on these Twitter spaces, it's great to have an opinion.
Right.
But sometimes you got to have a fact. I mean, a fact is a fact. A fact means this has been proven. This actually happened. You know what I mean?
In context.
Yeah, it really happened, guys. I mean, it ain't something me and R are making up because we don't like Doc Rivers. No.
Exactly. No.
This actually happened. The year he left the Clippers, they went to the conference finals.
How's that happen?
They've never been there in their existence. And they didn't have as good a team as Doc Rivers had.
Right.
And Kawhi Leonard was hurt.
Yep.
Really?
How'd that happen?
Yeah. And I forget, guys, there was a lot of riffing when he left. There was players like he didn't make adjustments, blah, blah, blah. And Doc Rivers fired back. And then all of a sudden, here comes the Ben Simmons fiasco. Again, all of this is not a make-up story. It all centers around one guy. We're not making this up. You know, we ain't that smart. This shit actually happened, fellas.
Word. What are you going to say, Mac? Oh, no? Thought you were going to say something. All right. Well, with that being said, signed his own son and caused turmoil in the locker room. Clips. Yeah.
Then traded his son.
And then I was getting ready to say, and then he traded him. He traded him and then got his son-in-law and then traded his son-in-law.
Yeah. Crazy. Yo,
couldn't use Curry right now.
Exactly. Let's do some sliding over to the Western Conference and their playoffs. Where's that? Let me just show this. What the hell? What are you doing?
Oops.
Jesus Christ. What the hell's wrong with this guy? Okay, let's get to the Phoenix Suns and the New Orleans Pelicans. Their series tied at 1-1. Man. And then my man is out. My man is out for the next couple of games.
Devin Booker is hurt.
Yeah.
But,
I'm hearing.
I think CP3 will carry them through.
I would hope so. But I'm hearing, a lot of people saying some stuff about New Orleans. This is their chance. It's their best chance at pulling off a kind of upset, so to speak, with Booker being out. Personally, I think they have too much firepower, even without Booker. Oh, okay. Let's bring in our man, our reporter from the street, my man Reggie. What's going on, Reg?
Oh, Reg.
Reggie, your mic is live. You there? Sir Reggie? Maybe I brought him in too early. Okay, let's try another. Let's try this time. Sir Reggie, what's up? And it's not happening, brother. It's not happening. Not right now.
I see the circle going around.
I see the circle to internet problems.
I remember that.
Wait. He might be on. Let's see. Reggie.
Anyway.
Okay. So anyway, I think that your mic go be live. So whenever you're ready. Anyway, like I said, I think the Phoenix Suns still have a lot of things going for them. You know, Max said, you got Chris Paul, you got the guy Payne, you got DeAndre Ayton, you got what's my dude's name? I forgot his name. Bridges is there. Johnson is there, if I'm not mistaken.
He got a nice team.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
He got to step up, guys.
Who, Johnson?
That's the wild card.
Right. I could agree.
He ain't as good of a shooter as, let's say, Booker.
No.
But he is a shooter. He has to step up now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody has to step up in regards to their assignments.
First playoff game in quite some time in New Orleans. And fans are going to be rabid. And remember, it's tied 1-1.
Yes. Yes, it is. Exactly. It's tied 1-1. Now, are they playing tomorrow or do they play tonight? Let me see.
I think they play tonight, don't
they? No, the game's about to start right now.
Oh, okay. So it is tonight. Yeah. Okay.
Listen, y'all know who one of my favorite players is right now. Grand Theft Alvarado. Jose Alvarado on New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay. That kid is balling. CJ is balling, but I just think they don't have enough to beat Phoenix, even without Booker. It'll be closer, and maybe they could try to. If they steal a game tonight, it's a series.
Okay. Right. It is a series.
It's a series now because nobody thought the Pelicans would win one game again.
Exactly.
Guys,
Exactly.
When you look at NBA history, 1 versus 8, we're not having this conversation. We aren't.
Right.
So even Pelicans to be in this conversation, and this is what throws people for a loop. You take a semi-healthy Zion Williamson. Now, if Zion's sitting there still pouting, I don't want to play in New Orleans, and you see what this team is doing and what they're building, hey, go to New York. Go to New York.
I don't want him. He can as Carl calls him, Fat Boy Fresh can stay in New Orleans and eat crawfish.
Fat Boy Fresh, exactly.
You know what that old saying is, guys? Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
Just might get it. Exactly. There you go.
What doing, man? He'd be a fool.
There you go. Exactly. You already know.
Listen, the Knicks don't need Zion. We already got 2 power forwards. We don't need another one.
Right.
And I like Zion, but
me too.
Bruh, you overweight. You injury prone. You stay in New Orleans and you let New Orleans or whoever else pay that bill, because the Knicks been down that road too many times, signing old, injured superstars, big names. They don't need him.
He looks hurt when he's healthy.
When he walks, he's doing a wobble when he walks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He looks hurt when he's healthy. You saw that with Duncan, and then he comes down, and it's like either the gym is shaking or he's shaking. I don't know which one it is.
Wow.
But he don't even have no landing gear. It's like
his landing gear has been compromised.
Yeah.
I like New Orleans. Ingram's been playing well.
Right.
They, as a team, they played decently to get into the playoffs, but you know.
Remember, they were 3-16 at one time.
Yep.
Damn. Well, they had they're unfortunate to run into a buzzsaw. That's what it is. So I mean, let's call it for what it is. They're going against a better team, the number 1 seed team in the West. Yeah. What do you expect to happen? You understand what I'm saying? So that's it. And like Max said, it'll be close because Booker's out for a couple of games. But the result is that Phoenix will win this series. That's what it comes down to.
But if they lose tonight, guys. Ooh.
If they do lose tonight, Dom, I still think Phoenix can still overcome that because they're that talented, they're that good, and they're the better team. But I dig what you're saying. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying.
Because the next game is in New Orleans.
Right.
They capture home court advantage.
Right.
Yep. And before the game, you will find Zion at the nearest restaurant.
Well, the thing is, you mentioned about the next game, being in New Orleans and whatnot, and that's fine. And they have the home cooking, but will they respond to that home cooking? Sometimes, teams, playing at home and whatnot, especially an inexperienced one, there's nerves. You understand? There's that factor. You know what I mean? And that's a big factor right there. So we'll see. We'll see how they could overcome that and play poise and use the home crowd's energy to their advantage. That remains to be seen. We'll see what happens.
In this case, when we say a young team, are we talking about collectively? Because they got guys like Ingram. He's been in the league a minute.
Okay, no question.
We all know CJ. And then they got that Rocket Man that comes off the bench with the 1980 shorts. I forgot his name, with the hair. wears them John Stockton shorts. He brings energy. He's been in the league a couple of years. Okay. I'm not saying.
Well, they made some moves, so they got a mix of young and vets. CJ's 30, but Ingram's 25.
Just the game made me say, wow. Again, like I said, they started out 3-16. Here they are, 1-1 in the play. They already won. They're already winners in my eye.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay, I feel you. Let's try this again. Sir Reggie, are you there? And going once, going twice, and no, it's still a no-go. But I'm gonna keep your mic live just in case you want to join in.
Right.
All right. On? Yeah, let's do some moving on. I'll let you do the banner. Go right ahead, sir. The Memphis Grizzlies are leading 2-1 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Okay, Mac is cracking up already. What are you laughing at? I have a good feeling. What's happening?
That game yesterday. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, I came home. Game was on. Minnesota blowing Memphis out by like 25, 27 points.
Right.
I diddle-daddle, do some things. I see stupid, baseless talking about, Ja Morant, this is your chance. You're going home. Yeah. I'm like, hey, stupid.
Right.
Game ain't over. And then just like that, I sat down to eat. It's 85-83. And then game over. Memphis took that going away, and I'm like,
well,
how that happen?
50-16 is the way they ended that run. Yes, 50 points to 16.
Disgusting.
And what kills me, what I found really shocking. Let me tell you something about Memphis. They have impressed me. They're a dangerous team, and when I say team, I'm talking about team because Ja Morant was off for a majority of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, and Memphis still was taking it to this Minnesota. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Reg, we got you. All good. But Memphis was still taking it to Minnesota, even with their big superstar, their player, not having the greatest game. You understand? Right. All those other players played well, and they played well as a team. This team is scary. I'm sorry. This is a scary team. To me, you can say I don't know. You don't have to agree, but to me, they're I don't know, something about this team. I don't know. If it was a one-game aberration, so be it. But for right now, they're scaring me.
I think that comeback might come back to haunt them in the air. Because if you're playing any other team, guys, they had 2 20-point leads last night, and Minnesota blew it. But if you're playing any other team in the playoffs except the Utah Jazz, you ain't coming back. You're down 2-1 to Minnesota. We ain't talking about, again, this is a walk-on team, a play-in team. And they You ain't coming back on nobody else, guys. I'm sorry. It ain't happening. You'd have been playing your subs at the beginning of the fourth quarter saying, let's get ready for the next game. Unless you were playing Utah.
Well, Dom, it don't matter. It was against Minnesota.
Exactly.
And I know people in the group were saying it was the coach. I think you said so. It's on the coach. He didn't call timeouts when he should to stop the bleeding, and he didn't make any adjustments.
He should have,
and they just let that happen.
Right.
He was afraid. I heard him on NBA radio today. He was afraid to timeouts because it was so early. He played his. He admitted that he played his cards wrong, but there are times that you tell your team or you hope your team can somehow get back into this. But that was his answer today. That it was.
That's a bad answer.
That's a very bad answer.
I know I've only coached kids, but if somebody's making a run, you got to stop. You got to stop that. You got to calm your team down. You got to get them back in sync. You got to slow it down a little, call plays, something. And you can't just let that happen.
Yeah, you're right. But when you look at it, guys, I know I always be the one to say if ifs and ands with pots and pans, but one long run, and if that run didn't happen, Memphis is down 2-1. And Minnesota has kept most of the games except that collapse yesterday. Very watchable. You know, considering, again, they was a play-in. But they just don't have the right heads, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, they're just happy to be there. Don't get me wrong. But I think they got excited after the play-in win. And then they iced that with a win in Memphis. They were feeling themselves, guys.
I don't know.
They got brought back down to earth.
Dom, listen, you're my brother. I love you. I don't know about this one. I'm just saying. Memphis.
They're not winning.
You said they're not winning what?
The next series.
Well, they got to play They got to play Golden State.
Yeah,
that's a strong possibility. I'm just saying right now. To me, they're scary. That's all I'll say.
Don't get me wrong; they're a very good team, but I think they fell into this. Oh, you could actually do it this way. A pure built team. No, not in today's NBA, guys.
Okay, we'll see.
They're gone the next round.
I don't dispute that. Okay.
And there he is.
No, he did not, brother.
No, he didn't.
No. Good to have you on, by the way. Good to have you on with us.
And I can't wait for him to lose so I can see him cry again.
Oh, man, that's foul.
But you know what's funny? A lot of people don't like Pat Beverly. Pat Beverly could play for me because he does a lot of the dirty work. He's an irritant. You need that type.
For sure.
He's a little dirty though.
A lot dirty.
In his play, and it looks like he's dirty physically.
Wow. And with that being said, we're gonna move on. Okay. Let's move on. Let's get to the Golden State Warriors leading 3-0 over the Denver Nuggets. Wow.
What did I say last broadcast? I said Denver's missing something.
Yeah.
And
Golden
State, Clay comes back from his injury. Draymond was injured a lot of parts of the season. Wiseman isn't there. But Looney has played well. Wiggins has assumed the role and is playing that role.
Don't forget Peel.
Oh my goodness.
Don't forget Peel.
Balling.
Yeah, believe that.
And Curry is healthy, so they went to the death lineup, and Denver has no answers.
No.
They're missing too many pieces too. It's not even fun to watch that series. I don't think I even watched maybe 10 minutes of that. But you know what? Like I said earlier, when me and this dude was going back and forth about injuries, Golden State is well rested.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Their players are well rested.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they got a lot of weapons. And you know what?
Yeah.
They play good defense too. They move
Right.
their feet.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
yeah.
Well, Dom, when has Golden State not ever played good defense? I know
Exactly.
we talk about the superstars they have and the Splash Brothers and Curry lighting it up and all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I remember Curry has led the league in steals. They at times when they were winning chips,
right,
they were either the number 1 defense or in the top 5, top 10. So
yeah,
this team plays defense.
They do.
Good team. They don't have that defensive player of the year, but they play a good team defense like Boston.
Right. Right.
So that I feel sorry for Joker because he ain't got nothing with him except for who? Burton. Man, they're just highly outmatched.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Like Dom said, next. You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. It's just that's what these two guys just said about this particular series. So there's no need for us to even extend the talk on that. You understand? So let's move on to this one here. The Dallas Mavericks leading 2-1 over the Utah Jazz.
Let our brother from the BX rip.
Oh, like I said, guys, when you talk, sometimes you got to bring stats in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talked about how many leads the Knicks have blown this year.
Mm-hmm.
Who has blown the most double-digit leads in the NBA this season? It would be the Utah Jazz.
Right.
Here's the strange thing about when the Utah Jazz blow them leads. Their Superman, Spider-Man, the ultimate hero in Utah, disappears in each game. Strange statistic. He scored 32 points the other night. He had 19 in the third quarter. Do the math. He had 13 points the rest of the game, and most of them no points was in the fourth quarter. I'm taking nothing away from Donovan Mitchell's talent. These are real numbers, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I got hooked on this number because I think at that time they was at 13, and I couldn't sleep. So I'm watching the Jazz play the Warriors, matter of fact. And the Warriors were down by 22 points midway through the third quarter. Needless to say, the Jazz lost. And then I thought about what I heard. Damn, they've blown the most double-digit leads. But the key is when I was watching that game and Golden State was coming back, pecking. Spider-Man disappeared. He turned into Peter Parker. Disappeared. So I started watching this, man. And guess what? He did it last night. Yo, this guy has shot 88 times in 3 games. 88 times.
How many has he made?
How many shots you think he made out of 88?
30?
33.
That was close.
Wow.
He's 3 for 20 from 3-point land. And here's the scary thing about Utah, guys. They have pretty good perimeter shooters.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
They have pretty good perimeter shooters. But he ain't getting them the ball. He's another one.
I think, Dom, he shot about 32% from the 3 this year, I believe.
Yeah, that's under.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Average. That's under league average. But the funny thing is about Utah is he's another one of those guys that takes the air out the ball. Dribble, go in, come out, go in, come out. He may make a spectacular play, but he did it using 22 seconds on the damn shot clock with the shooters. But you got a pure point guard in Connolly, and you're doing all this nonsense. Guys, again, I will preference this, but I'm not taking nothing away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't trade the farm to get him either. Mm-mm.
Wow.
No, stay your ass in Utah.
So let me for the season, he averaged 5 assists, 3 turnovers. That's really not good.
No.
Conley, who before has been an assist leader or at the top in assists, he averaged 5 assists this year, 1 turnover a game, 1.7 turnovers a game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he he's taking the ball out of the air, and I think Bogdanovich doesn't get enough shots.
No. And they never try to bring the ball down low.
Okay, I was wrong. Donovan shot 35% from the three line this year. He also takes the most threes on the team. He takes 9 a game. The next closest is Jordan Clarkson and Bogdanovich, who take about 7 a game.
Mm-hmm. Right. Your shooters are shooting less threes than you. And there are some that believe, trust me, NBA fans are bizarre, especially Knicks fans.
Right.
He's a point guard. He's really supposed to be a point guard. When's the last time he ever played point guard?
I don't know. Donovan Mitchell has never been a point guard.
No.
I don't know what they're watching.
Exactly.
He's never been a point guard.
But because of his height, he's not that tall.
No.
But even if you believe he's a point guard, guys, you either never watched a Utah Jazz game or you just think he's a point guard. Just watch a Utah Jazz game. I'll tell you what, guys.
He's 6'1".
Yeah, I don't want to force to death, but the Utah Jazz are like watching paint dry. It's their style of play is so monotonous and boring. You just wait for them to collapse. I mean, again, if you never saw them play the shit other than the playoffs, all I can say is when I saw, and guess what? They're down 2-1. They've turned Jalen Brunson into Nate Archibald.
Wow.
And he dropped a 40 piece on that ass.
Yeah, he's averaging like 30 points a night. And again, not to keep bashing my Knicks fans. Knicks fans that Emmanuel Quickly is a better point guard than Jalen Brunson. Okay, I surrender. One of them even said,
I saw that.
Well, he's an average point guard. When's the last time you saw an average point guard score 41 points in a playoff game? I'm just asking. I don't know the real answer to that one, but I'm just asking.
Right.
Listen, Brunson is a point guard. I like him.
Yeah.
I would want him on the Knicks, but not for the reasons that Knicks fans want him. Is he a starter? I don't know, because this year he was starting. He was playing the 2 while Luka played the 1.
Exactly.
And then you also have Spencer Dinwiddie in the backcourt also. So he really didn't play a lot of the 1 this year.
Here's the weird thing I try to tell Knicks fans. One, if you're afraid to pay somebody to play the position that you have not filled in 25 years, okay, die on that horse. Go ahead and die on that horse. But here's a guy that won 2 national championships, Player of the Year, Bob Cousy Award, and he's playing behind a ball-dominant individual in Luka Doncic. So now you just take him and let him be what he's been, a point guard. Hey, if you want to ride that horse of Emmanuel Quickly, God bless you. I'm not saying nothing bad about him.
He's not a point guard.
Right. Not just that. But if you're going to compare him to Brunson, then I can't even debate that, because that's letting me know that you're either crazy or you're just hooked on this new, the new thing with Knicks fans, right? Play the kids. If that's the road you want to go on, then I wish you well on that horse.
No. You notice I don't get in too many conversations with Knicks fans. On Twitter. I scroll and read. I can't mess with them.
When the one guy said Emmanuel Quickly was better than Brunson, I
left that alone.
I tell you guys, these clowns, I don't want to say the word clowns. I'm sorry.
Say it.
Yeah, these individuals will send me invites knowing how I'm going to act. But again, I don't act on gut. I act on shared numbers. When I gave them Brunson's resume, they were like, well, okay. I said, you know what's funny? Brunson is another one of those guys that, oh man, I don't know if I should take a chance on R. He did 4 years of college. Like that's something bad. But he won 2 national championships in college, Player of the Year in college. Which Nick has done that? I'll wait.
He also comes from good stock. His father was an NBA player.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wasn't as good as him, but
no, he's better than his father. But you know, he's been around the game, and you know, he had good numbers this year. 16 points a game,
6 assists.
He shot 37% from the three,
above league average.
Right, 84% from the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
He plays good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Don't break the bank for him, no, but he should get. He's going to get paid, and I think Dallas is going to keep him though.
I don't. I think his mind might be made up because of the Luka factor. He'll never be a point guard on Dallas. I'm pretty sure he's come to grips with that. Now, of course, you could sign a $20 million contract in Dallas, or you could sign a $25 million contract in New York and probably come out cheaper staying in Dallas because there's no state tax. So it could be a win-win for him, but I just think he wants to be a point guard, and he knows that's not going to happen in Dallas. They're not going to take the ball out of Luka's hands.
No.
That's their future. That's their bread. But I will say this. He's proven something to the Dallas faithful that without Luka Doncic, we're up 2-1, and I'm playing point guard.
Yep, and I'm playing it well.
Averaging about 37 points. I don't know, guys. That's a tough. But if you ain't gonna spend the money, market value for a starting point guard is going to be a good $22 million a year. That's the market value, guys. So Nick's got to shit or get off the pot.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow.
And his father played. It's Donovan Mitchell's father that has some kind of ties to the Mets, right?
Yes, his father works for the Mets.
Right.
Yeah, leave it. Yeah. Well, let the Lakers like
that. Exactly. Let's move on. The Charlotte Hornets. Oh boy, Dom. Okay, I want to hear what your opinion is. They fired the head coach James Borrego today, and that's it. He got canned. So Dom, you have your finger to the on the pulse with this one. Where you're at? What's the feeling?
They stupid.
Yeah, unless Mark that they strike it very well in his replacement, because again, people just look at how they feel. He took Charlotte from the 23rd offensive team to the 9th. Yeah, amongst the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, in pace. So you've seen improvement with him using the individual you went and drafted. Look at Ball's numbers. Each year they got better because now they're pushing the ball. So if you fired him because Ball wasn't progressing, that's bullshit. Because again, you look at his numbers. Yeah, look at his numbers. Don't listen to Dominic. His numbers have gotten better in every category. So to me, this was a shock. I'm not saying this guy is Red Auerbach, but he showed the improvement with the players the Hornets gave him. And you look at, I don't think Terry Rozier fits in no more. He'll give you a streak here, a streak there.
Scary Terry can just go.
Right. But in Haywood, who you don't know if he's ever going to play. So, and he took all of that. He improved their record by, I think, 5 or 6 wins.
They had a winning record this year.
Each younger player got better.
Yeah, two years in a row they've been in the play-in. They were 43-39 this year. His overall record is 138 and 163 losses. But you brought him to a bad organization,
right?
You have some young players who have bright futures, and you after 4 seasons, you got to let this guy breathe. You got to let him build. You got to let the team breathe since you got LaMelo Ball as your point guard.
Yeah, I mean, dude, my thing is, good coach. Not saying again, like you said, the comparison to Red Auerbach. No, not on that level, but he was improving. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what more can you say? And Mac, you had said this is why Charlotte will never win. With that, with the type of thinking, the philosophy they have currently, this is why they won't win. And I have to wholeheartedly agree. You know, when you make a move like that, it's just like it's detrimental to your club. It's
So
not doing.
Who you gonna bring in? Frank Vogel?
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that. I'm not saying that he goes to Charlotte, but I'm just saying he will be considered.
I agree.
I agree as well. Vogel will be considered. All things said.
I don't know why, but
well, I know why.
Yeah. But this is Michael Jordan's team, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's had a bunch of coaches, some of them good, like Steve Clifford was a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
You had Kemba Walker. You were a playoff team. Are players going to Charlotte? Are free agents going to bang down the door to go to Charlotte?
Not really.
It's a small to a mid-market team.
Mm-hmm.
If you put a good product there, people in Charlotte will go to the games,
For
right,
sure.
Dom? Am I lying, Dom?
That's debatable because even when they had the good teams with Morning
And
Larry,
Alonzo and LJ,
and the guy with a bouncing ball, they moved to New Orleans because they couldn't keep up and they didn't get a good fan base. You bring them back to Charlotte, and again, trust me, guys, you can go to a Charlotte game and basically get a ticket at the window.
Right.
I'm just saying. And I heard somebody today say, well, you know, Charlotte's that place and they'll support their team. So I had to ask him, do you live in North Carolina? Oh, he said, no. You ever been to a Hornets game? No. What's that got to do with it? Well, obviously nothing because you're just saying. If you've never been there, then trust me, it's weird because like I said, they've had good teams and they ended up going to New Orleans. I understood it. If your fan base ain't supporting your team, you ain't putting fannies in the seats, you're losing money. So let me bail out, but it's still the same, guys. They have a good team. And unless they're playing Golden State, the Knicks, they're not selling out. They're not. And they got a good team. The thing that struck me with Borrego is he never really tried to play Boog Night. Now, again, I'm not at practice. I'm not seeing this guy's work ethic. He is young. He's 19 years old. But I just don't think he gave him enough run except in blowouts and showed flashes. Even in them blowouts, he's very athletic. He could get off the floor. He may need a couple of more pounds.
Right.
But that being said, this is going to be the telling tale for me with Jordan. Because you got people saying, well, the only way it's going to work is if Jordan gets rid of Kupchak. Well, if you get rid of both of them, your goal better be to strike fire with that coach. I don't care who hires him, whether it's the new GM, Jordan, or Max 611. You better get pay dirt with this coach, or it's going to be the same wheels on the bus go round and round with the Hornets.
I agree.
Because you got to make a decision right now too, because Miles Bridges is a free agent. So what are you going to do with Miles Bridges? You know, you plan on keeping Ball, but if you keep going down this path, he'll be a free agent.
He'll be a free agent. Yep.
Really going to stay in Charlotte?
No.
Really? You hear the rumblings. You hear the rumblings already, guys. Oh, he wants to go back home to L.A. Blah, blah. So this is it for Charlotte, guys. This hire right now, because you're going to hire him for at least 3 years. Bridges is on his way out or free agency. You got about another 2 years with Ball. So that means he'll be bitching in his third year at the trade deadline. Trade me because I ain't re-signing.
Right.
This one move right here, guys, is going to determine the Hornets for the next 5 to 6 years.
Facts. Yep. What is
it? No, I told Ronan that Mike Woodson went to coach his alma mater, Indiana, and that's his response. Well, they love him down there, so he won a title with Isaiah and well, they did well with Isaiah and Bob Knight because he played with Isaiah Thomas. So.
Right. And does he want the pressure of coaching an NBA team again? I don't know.
They've done. I think Mike Woodson is a really good coach. They did him wrong in a lot of places. Atlanta did him wrong because Larry Drew stuck the knife in his back. When he came to the Knicks, Phil Jackson just tore the team up instead of, they had injuries last year, but he's a good coach.
Right.
And, he hasn't gotten another job since then. He got an assistant job with the Clippers, I believe. And then he came back as an assistant with Tibbs.
And if I'm mistaken, he won, 54 games with Atlanta?
Yeah. He took it. Atlanta was a bottom feeder when he got there.
Yeah.
Every year they got better. And then you fire him.
Yeah.
You bring in Budenholzer, and Budenholzer did all right, but you let him go for Larry Drew, and Larry Drew did nothing.
Nope.
And then you brought in Bud.
Right. And then you let Bud go, and now look at Milwaukee.
Right.
Yeah. Hello. But I don't know if it's going to be Woodson. I think they need some younger coach, some assistant coach that's out there somewhere that can grow with these young players, come in with a different mentality. But if it don't happen, guys, mark my word, y'all know I saved these tapes. The Hornets will suffer for the next 4 or 5 years.
Good.
They're going to lose everybody. They're going to lose everybody. I'm going to see what they do with Bridges, or what Bridges is going to do with them, actually.
Right.
So if I was Bridges, I would hold out until I find out who they hired.
Right.
And then say, maybe I'll take my talents to Portland. I don't know. There's opening everywhere now, guys. I mean,
exactly.
He ain't married to Charlotte. I don't know where he's from. I can't look it up right now.
Who?
Bridges. He's from Jersey, I think. Or look up Miles Bridges. See where he's from. Mark.
He's either from Jersey or I think Philly.
I know he's from the East Coast, I think. He's not a Southern boy.
Okay.
So he has no ties to Charlotte, too. I mean, thank you for drafting me. It could have been worse. He could have went to the Knicks. But we got Kevin Knox.
Oh, he's from Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
Really?
Michigan.
Yeah. Okay.
From Flint. Yeah.
Okay.
The Knicks got Kevin Knox instead of Miles or Mikal. And I don't know where Knox is now. Is he riding the bench in Atlanta?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so.
Just like I told people who, he didn't get a chance. He didn't deserve a chance.
Why? Can I ask y'all a question? Why, when people say he didn't get a chance,
he did.
Do they ever say, I wonder why he didn't get a chance?
Right.
Even when he got the chance, Mark said, people will still say he didn't get a chance. I mean, think about this, guys. If you went through Knox and Ntilikina, same boat. If you went through 3 coaches and you couldn't get off the bench,
right,
that would have to be the greatest conspiracy since JFK.
Word.
Coaches just didn't like it, just didn't want to give you a chance. I find that hard to believe. But here's the trick to the Hornets. Again, whoever they hire. There's rumors out here that their big target in free agency is Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've never had a real. I'm not going to put Mitchell Robinson is better than the last 4 centers the Hornets have had.
For sure.
Let's be honest. He's better than that. They want that rim protector. They want that guy that ball could go to the basket, find under the hoop.
Right. He would fit.
Yeah, that's their target. They're targeting Mitchell Robinson. And he chose to enter free agency, and he gets a chance to pick. Because I don't think the Knicks are going to give him the bag. To be honest, I don't. So he may end up in Charlotte or Detroit.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Young teams.
Listen, I like Mitchell Robinson, but unlike other Knicks fans, I ain't in love with everybody.
No.
Right. Exactly.
No. He's injury prone.
That's my key. That's my thing.
So somebody want to take a flyer on him? Good. He may have shook the injury bug. I don't know. I wish him well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a kid. But that's their goal right now. Is they're really looking for Mitchell Robinson and find a way to get out of that contract with Hayward and Rozier.
Well, I don't want neither one of them in orange and blue because
no.
But
it's going to be that's their problem right now, especially targeting somebody like Robinson, who they're going to have to give at least $20 million to. I know that sounds bizarre, but again, market value.
That's what it is. Hello.
So they gotta find a way to move Hayward, gotta find a way to move Rozier, and they gotta find a way to keep Bridges. So, and then look down the road. I'll tell you what, guys, if I was the Hornets, I wouldn't put a lot of stock in. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that because I got to take care of Ball in 2 years. I don't think I would make that a priority because I don't believe he's going to stay there. So if you're putting all your eggs in that basket, who knows? He may fall in love with the Queen City, but I just think he has aspirations to.
He wants to play in a big market city. I just seen a commercial with him.
Yeah.
I see the ads. He got a sneaker deal, so
yeah.
That's what he wants.
Another stickler, he's under Puma. He's not with Jordan. I'm not going to say that would, force their hand. But I just think he's looking 2 steps down the road, guys.
Right.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
I don't see.
And Charlotte stays in the abyss.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. Let's do some moving on, shall we? The LA Lakers firing head coach Frank Vogel. Now, you know what, Mac? Don't even start yet. Don't even start. Let me
Mac just anti-coach.
Let me get.
No, I got some fire for this, but go ahead, R.
Yeah, let me. You know what? Am I impressed with Vogel's coaching? Not really, but that's just to start off and say that. However, it wasn't all his fault. It really wasn't all his fault.
No.
You understand? And dare I say, I don't think he even deserved to be fired for this past season, to be honest with you, because there was a lot of injuries. You understand? The talent that was put together for this roster was put together by the general manager. He holds a greater responsibility, and he should be held totally accountable. If anyone should be fired, it should have been him and not the head coach, Frank Vogel, at the time.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this might be unpopular. You might not agree, but I'm just saying, I don't really hold Vogel accountable like that. Like I said, is his coaching great? No, it's not. Wait. Go back to that again, please. Go.
You know what it. You know what it said.
That's great.
hey, R. Remind Roland that we had this conversation 3 years ago. Remember?
Hell
yeah. Maybe Roland wasn't paying attention, but
that's hilarious, man. Wow. I can't even finish that after that one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me say this. I'm gonna tear down some misconceptions. Everybody says that LeBron is the GM and he plays GM. No. Right. The dummy, Rob Pelinka. You could have had DeRozan because he wanted to come home. He's an LA dude. He wanted to come home. Right? So they get in negotiations, and y'all need to go check and read, get your facts. They were in negotiations with DeRozan, and Pelinka didn't want to give him 3-4 years. Didn't want to give him the money. So Negotiations broke down, and he said, "I guess this ain't happening," and he winds up in Chicago. They moved on to Buddy Hield. Didn't make a deal for Buddy Hield. The fallback was Russell Westbrook. Now, here's the thing. I broke this down to y'all, and I think I text you guys. He made $44 million this year. He makes $47 million next year. You could have had DeRozan for $15 to $17 million less because he only took like 80 or 82 from Chicago in 3 years. So you stuck with this bad contract. You stuck with a declining player in Westbrook, and I love Westbrook, but he's declining. He didn't fit.
Right.
You didn't sign any shooters to go along with them. You let them all go. And you're right. He should be fired, but GMs don't fire themselves.
Exactly.
They hire a coach.
Right.
And I'm no Frank Vogel loyalist or fan. And that is what it is. And stop with the LeBron is the GM because he's not.
No.
That's not how these things are run, morons.
But he wanted Westbrook.
Well, he agreed to it. He said, "Yeah, go get it."
But other than that, guys, I will go back to a conversation we had in October. And I said the Lakers put together the best 2008 basketball team. They just didn't realize 2022. You could sit here and blame Westbrook. You could blame the cows coming home. But the elephant in the room was this year, like it was last year, like it was not only 1 year in his career, Anthony Davis. Can't stay on the court, refuses to play like a big man. He wants to be the next, I don't know, Dirk Nowitzki, some 7-footer shooting 20-footers, and nobody says nothing about that. And it was just a very bad, I can't even say bad if that's a word for that put together. But again, you let Ricky Schroeder walk, and you got him on the low. I'm not saying he's Nate Archibald, but you ended up not getting him on the low and got Westbrook on the high.
Right.
And you stuck.
Like Knox said, you didn't get shooters. They did the Philadelphia 76ers. They let go of a boatload and didn't get nothing back. And here's the kicker, guys. They owe so many draft picks that's going to take a long time for them to build that route. So they're going to have to use the come to LA, because they ain't getting no draft picks, fellas. Them shit's a shot. And thank you, Anthony Davis. And here's the caveat to that. While the Lakers don't get no draft picks, the Pelicans do, and they're getting better already. And Rob Pelinka has a job. You're right. He should have went first. But, I don't know how that works. It's sort of embarrassing. I mean, I love it because I hate the Lakers. But it's weird how the person that does all this, i.e. Leon Rose, that they kind of sit in the back and they write this beautiful love letter at the end of the season, like they didn't do nothing to create this bullshit, and they walk away. All right, we'll hire a new coach.
Right. All right. Let me get to AD, aka as Charles Barkley. I gotta give Charles Barkley his props for calling it street clothes.
Street clothes. Wow.
But it is what it is. Again, Charles Barkley didn't make this up just to be funny. He spends more time. I forgot what it was, guys. I think last look that in his time with the Lakers, he's missed 55% of their games.
Damn.
55% of their games.
What the freak?
He's turning into a real live Bill Cartwright.
But remember, guys, here's the weird thing about this. The 1 year he stood semi-healthy when they won the chip in the bubble, they had a 3.5-month break. Remember? Remember when they stopped playing ball and went to the bubble, put everybody on lockdown? So the chances of you getting hurt, and you'd have got hurt then, there wouldn't have been nothing else to say. You just jinxed. You don't take care of yourself. You don't drink milk. I don't know what it is. But if you're missing 55 to 60% of your team's game,
yeah,
street clothes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
As Eddie Murphy eloquently said in life, soft.
Mm. Mm. And what's the contract, Mark?
Who, AD's?
Yeah, he just signed an extension.
AD is owed about $200 million.
Oh my God!
I'll tell y'all in a second.
So they'll get $10 million out of that. Oh my God! Yeah, and like I said, guys, because of that one move, they owe so many draft picks that they're gonna have to pull a rabbit out their hat.
I was close. 5 years, $190 million. He signed that, and he's committed to the Lakers through the 24-25 season.
And no draft picks.
Right. Yeah, that's because Rob traded him off.
And LeBron's going to be 48 years old by then.
Well, he's waiting for little Bron to come and play with him.
Right.
They can't get him in the draft because they ain't got no picks. Odo Fubar. You're right, man. I don't know how he got a job.
Because he was Kobe's friend. He was Kobe's agent, and he was Kobe's friend, and he cozied up to the buses and
that was
that magic. He was like, "Hey, listen, my name is Rob. You know, I play with the Fab Five. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's the weird thing, guys? When you look
I know all them cats.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mark, when you look at that, that was the same sales pitch everybody felt with Leon Rose. I was an agent. I'll lure people. Somebody brought up a good point that they believe the CBA, not the CBA, that what's that group that's run by LeBron's buddy?
Clutch Sports.
Yeah, that they're ruining the NBA. Somebody brought it up, and I started thinking about what they said.
Oh God!
How come Ronan don't come?
What'd you say, Don?
How come Ronan never comes on?
Oh God!
Oh, because he got 9 million kids running through his house.
Oh, hey. He ain't got no hideaway in his house to go hide and put some headphones on.
No, he said because they follow him everywhere and they eat all his food.
Yes.
Man, you better trade them in for some puppies.
Oh, dude, hilarious, man.
I would turn back the hands of time if I could have my son here with me to do this. So
I know that's right. I know that's right. Exactly. You know,
do what you do, Ronan. Let them chase you down, brother.
That's it.
Yeah. I love the Lakers. I love to see them suffer. I hate Magic Johnson with his no talking ass.
You do? You hate Magic Johnson?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Away from his game. But he'll sit back and have so much to say, and you didn't do none of that. I got LeBron. Man, you didn't get no LeBron. LeBron was coming. He was in his living room waiting for you to knock on the door in Los Angeles. Really? Get out of here. Get out of here.
And speaking of LeBron, did you see his tweet earlier today?
No.
He had made a vow to not miss another playoff. You know what I'm saying? Ever again.
Listen, man, we lived through Patrick Ewing making proclamation after proclamation. LeBron, just chill, bro.
Did LeBron add? Did LeBron send that? Did he add Anthony Davis to that tweet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. Refer to him as Mr. Street Clothes.
Yeah, Street Clothes. Yeah, or bubble gum. As Roman. Bubble gum. Oh, here we go again.
What the hell?
That is that's my brother, man.
Exactly. That's my dude right there for real.
His refrigerator is probably empty right now. They ate all the food.
Oh, man. He got little kids?
Nah. They preteens.
Oh, he got the
neighborhood kids. That's what that is.
Baby's kids.
He got them eaters.
You know what I'm saying? He got the neighborhood kids. Let's do some moving on. In the lane of boxing, got a fight coming up tomorrow night, I believe. Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte, heavyweight title fight. Yo, this guy Fury is in shape. You know what I'm saying? But he still wound up 11 pounds heavier than Whyte, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
He's gonna beat this guy.
Yeah.
He's gonna. Where's this being held? Is this being held in London as well?
Probably. They both from.
So. Yeah. Oh boy. So it's probably be in England, London, or whatever. And let me see. What is it? I'm tired of King and his dancing. I look forward to the day he retires. Wow. Okay. All right, I hear you.
Yeah.
I just found that tweet kind of interesting. Not to go back to it, but I was like, dude, how old are you again?
38.
37. Something.
Yeah. Like stop. It's You know, I give you props for playing at a high level for your whole career. I get it.
And he balled out this year when he was.
He did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take that away from him. But at the same time, bro, come on, stop.
Just stop with the tweets.
Right.
Yeah, I think Tyson Fury is gonna beat Dillian Whyte.
There's no question about it.
It's a shame that Tyson Fury is the best boxer in the heavyweight division.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a shame. I think it's deserved, man. This guy, he's very unorthodox. No, he's very unorthodox.
Right,
I get that.
is.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I looked at him, you know, when I first caught wind of this guy and was watching his fights, I was like, yo, this guy looks mad, like clumsy, like he could trip over his feet and whatnot. But I seen the quote unquote mastery of his unorthodoxness. I see it, and I'm like, yo, this guy is serious. He's actually a pretty good fighter. He's a good boxer.
No, he's a good boxer. He
really is.
He's got that drunken master style.
Exactly. That's so apropos. Like you said, a drunken master style. He has that in him, and I could appreciate that. I'm like, yo, you know what? I like this guy. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like him more than. Listen. Outside of his looks, Ronan, I get it. I understand completely, but he can box, like you acknowledge. He can box.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So, I've never been impressed with Dillian Whyte.
No.
I think this is just a stay busy fight so he could get Joshua in the ring, and I think he'll beat Joshua.
Right.
Tyson Fury might knock this dude out in the 9th round.
I say Tyson gets rid of this guy a little bit earlier. I say 6, maybe 7 rounds.
Right.
Just a little bit earlier.
Fury got a chin, too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, Dillian Whyte, I mean, the most famous thing I remember him for was the thing we joked around with Mac about being glassed. Because Derek Chisora had glassed Dillian Whyte. You know? You remember that shit? Oh, he glassed me, mate. Yeah, that's
I do.
I do. That's the most famous thing he's known for. That's it. Nothing.
Hold
really...
on 1 second, or I just gotta make a slight adjustment.
Okay.
You keep talking.
Yeah, but like I said, I think Tyson Fury is gonna definitely take this. I say 6, 7 rounds, and that's gonna be it. You know. So, like I said, I don't know what Mac is doing, but that's all right because we're gonna keep talking. Yo. What about this one? Mike Tyson beating the brakes off a passenger on a JetBlue flight. This happened recently, okay? And like the title says, it was on JetBlue. And apparently there was this passenger, I think that sat, was it in the same row or behind Mike Tyson? And at first there was some friendly banter between the two of them, from what I gather. And then it went left. Homie said some stuff that Mike didn't appreciate. or he kept bothering Mike, and Mike Tyson did not appreciate it. And the next thing you know, Mike is on top of him, letting him have it. You know, you know what I'm saying? And deservedly so. I mean, my thing is like, yo, dude, do you not know this is Mike Tyson, for one? Okay. You can say hi, maybe even get a selfie with him, but that's where it's supposed to end. You don't keep bantering and keep pushing this guy and driving him insane. And then now you're gonna have two lethal weapons, his fists, thrown upon your face. And like I said, deservedly so. Right. Who do you think you're dealing with? Who do you think you're dealing with? Mac, you had an interesting take on this because you were like, yo, dude, you just want to be famous. Well,
famous for the wrong reason.
Exactly. You got lumped up. You know what I'm saying? Little blood on you, you know?
Yeah, he put some nicks on you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Again, you do not realize this is Mike Tyson?
Somebody said Mike is still a savage. I was like, no, the man threw a bottle. The man threw a bottle at him.
See?
So off rip, I got to put my hands on you because you threw a bottle at me.
Right.
Mike was trying to chill. You sitting behind him, jibber jabbering with your drunk ass.
Right. Oh yeah, left out that part.
And let me also put this man's history out there, since they like to do that with us. You're a convicted felon as well, dude.
Ah.
Multiple felonies from this guy.
Ah. Okay.
So off rip, I don't want to hear nothing about Mike's past. Mike was minding his business.
Right. Exactly. And like you said, this guy, this cornball, just wanted to be famous. You understand? Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Dude,
right, Roman.
You're talking to Mike Tyson. You're messing with Tyson. Mac, I didn't even realize that the idiot was drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk too.
So you're an ass. You deserve every punch you got. You know,
and I think Mike held back a little too.
He did. He held out. If that was me, I wouldn't have held back. I'd have given him the business. Okay.
Well, I already know. I already seen you in action.
I'm just saying. He would have got the business. He'd have got that work. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, dude, I'm up here trying to rest and whatnot. And you don't know, fool, that I was the heavyweight champion of the world. I was the baddest man on the planet, and you're gonna banter and continuously fuck with me and throw a bottle? Oh man, please. You already know the deal.
I watched that interview with Mike Tyson with the dude in Toronto when the guy was like, and we have former convicted rapist Mike Tyson here. Why would you say that while you interviewing him?
Mike went off. Listen, when I first saw that, I stood and applauded. Okay. I love that shit. I was like, yes. Loved it. Savage. Good for you.
Remember in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Marriott, the three people that approached Mike, and he had to beat their ass too, even a chick.
Oh well, she can get it too. Oh well. Hell yeah,
the dude was in court. I'm still in pain. But didn't you say you was gonna shoot Mike?
Right.
Didn't you say F Mike?
Yeah.
Mike walked away from you, and you went and followed him.
Oh well, then you deserve what you get. That's what it is. So I was happy to see that, you know. And like you said, Mac, that's a good point. You like to put our business on Front Street, put his ass out there too. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Convicted felon.
Yeah, good. Exactly.
I hope they don't charge Mike with anything.
I hope not either, man. Mike, nah. I certainly hope not. You know, would it be surprising if they did? No. That's just par for the course with us.
I was talking to one of my people on Facebook, and they said, "What was Mike doing on JetBlue?" I'm like, minding his business.
What the fuck? What kind of? Okay, all right. What kind of dumbass question was that? I'm sorry.
And why is he riding in coach? Hey, he was minding his business.
Exactly. So what? We gotta. Oh, Jesus Christ! I so hate people. And no disrespect to whoever that your friend is on Facebook, whatever.
That's my peoples.
But I'm just saying. I just don't get society. I don't get it.
And then somebody was like, "Well, I don't, Mike broke. Mike ain't broke. Mike, he ain't broke. He has a lot of different streams of income.
Mike is far from broke. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He every once in a while he does acting gigs.
Mm-hmm.
I know for boxing he still makes appearances.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Where they have him at the big fights and he's speaking. They ask him a couple questions or whatever. He has his own podcast. Mike is he does cannabis stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike, all right, he's doing all right.
Yeah, Mike is doing good. But again, like I said, why is he riding coach? So the fuck what?
Right.
He can ride whatever he wants. He can he get on a bus. He get on in a Greyhound if he wants to. That's up to him.
Right.
That's his fucking choice.
Right. Or just like I know we didn't talk about it, and I don't want to backtrack, but it's similar in vein. Kyrie Irving and this thing he has with the Boston Celtics fans.
Mm-hmm.
I tagged you in the clip.
Yes.
He told the fan, "You suck my." I heard he was giving fans the finger. During the game, he said people have called him the P word.
Mm-hmm.
They call him the B word.
Mm-hmm.
And cursed at him. So he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna give them the same energy they giving me." Mike gave that guy the same energy he gave him. You want this? You want this smoke? I'm gonna give it to you.
There you go. I'm gonna give it to you. Exactly.
You want hands from the former heavyweight champion? You're gonna get these hands.
Yeah, well, you throw a bottle at him, like, yo, what the hell? Like that shit's supposed to just like ride out and slide, like it's a good thing. No.
And then the excuse, I was drunk.
Yeah, all right, whatever. So then, if you take your ass to sleep, take a nap, you silly bastard. Instead, you're gonna fuck with Mike Tyson, the drunk ass. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Oh, now you want to play some sympathy shit? No, bullshit. You got your ass beat, and guess what? You deserved it. Poke a bear. Well, you get attacked. What's
the other saying? Play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Well, that's it. There you go. So with that being said, let's move on to the last topic of the night for us. The rumors are swirling that the Giants are trading Kadarius Toney, wide receiver Kadarius Toney. Now, Mac, I see both sides of this actually, and I think I had texted you.
Yeah.
On one side, Kadarius this past season was his rookie season. You could see that he has some talent. He has speed. He's definitely a game breaker. He has that speed. He's a playmaker. Okay. They didn't have any touchdowns last year, but he made, I think, like 32 or 33 receptions for like a little less than 500 yards.
Yep.
Seemed to be a player that couldn't stay on the field because of injuries.
Yeah, COVID
twice. From my understanding, for what they're saying, that wasn't really like into the practice and the game films and stuff like that. Listen, the other side is, well, I just gave you two sides. I'm sorry, excuse me, but it's a point of could this guy, if he's on the field, be a productive player? I think he can be, barring his injuries. I think if he's steady on the field, if he's always on instead of off, he could be quite productive and be a big part of that offense. You understand what I'm saying? And be a weapon to whoever the quarterback's going to be in New York, be it Daniel Jones or who else was it? Who was the backup? Who's the backup?
I don't know, but currently, dude from the Chargers,
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor.
Yes, yeah, he could be.
He getting old.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't remember his damn name. He could, whoever the quarterback's gonna be, he could be an actual viable weapon. You understand what I'm saying? But again, all those issues is a cause for concern for sure, definitely.
Right.
So that's why I say I can understand both sides of the coin. Would I personally like try to trade him? I probably wouldn't, because how many players have we had in the NFL that have had some serious issues and still were on the same team that they had those issues?
Right.
So why should Tony be any different?
Right. Well, it's a maturity thing. He's young. This will be his second year.
For sure.
I know Giants fans are in an uproar because he hasn't come to voluntary practices.
Right.
It's voluntary.
Exactly. Like you said, it's voluntary. That, if you don't know what voluntary means, ladies and gentlemen, buy a dictionary, look it up, and understand it.
And
reading is fundamental.
Right. And I get it. They got a new coach, and he should be learning the new playbook.
Understood. But
the source, Pat Leonard, is generally off. He's generally not in the realm of getting things right when he says stuff about the Giants. It's here nor there with me in regards to him not being there for voluntary practices.
Right.
Is he a troublemaker? Is he out in the clubs wilding out?
Do
he got 4 baby mamas?
No.
Does he stink of weed? Is he doing worse drugs?
Right.
No, he seems like he's a little immature, and maybe the new coach will rein that in. But he's talented, and I don't think they're trying to trade him at all. I think that's just.
You think that's a Pat Leonard bullshit?
Yeah. Okay. Throwing stuff to see if it sticks on the wall. I know Ronan got something to say.
If this kid isn't high on practicing, watching film, and becoming a consistent route, it will bite him in the ass in the long run.
Right.
Well, that's a fact.
Right, because Ronan played wide receiver.
Yes.
Ronan knows. I'm gonna ask you this, Ronan. Did you watch him in college? Is he a good route runner, or is he just very athletic and very fast at this point? Because a lot of people say they see him being just I forget the receiver's name, but him not being not being a superstar, but just a guy who could take the top off of defenses.
You talking about like a Deshaun Jackson?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that? Okay.
Yeah, but Deshaun was really good.
Okay.
At one point in his career.
At one point, exactly.
But I agree. If you're not practicing and
you're doing yourself a big disservice by not trying to do that and showing and proving that you want to improve your game. You understand, especially route running, understanding defenses by looking at game film. Yeah, you're hurting yourself. Right. You understand, as a young player. Right. That too.
They could ship you somewhere like Jacksonville.
Right.
Or the Jets across the hall.
Yeah, across the hall. Not across town, but across the hall. Exactly.
Right. I think this is much ado about nothing. Once he has a 7-catch, 175-yard game and 2 touchdowns, all this will be forgiven.
Okay. Well, we'll have to monitor that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, all right. With that being said, I think let's see. Oh, that's about it. Yeah. So I want to thank you, Max611, for being on with us, of course, as usual. Also to people that tuned in. Oh, here's Ronan's answer. He's very talented and very fast and quick, but he should refine his route running. D-Jax was always a very good route. Okay.
Yeah,
well, thank you for clearing that up. Now, when you said over the top, with defense, I just immediately thought of D-Jax. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize how good of a route runner he was. So thank you, Ronan, for that. You know. So with that being said, we're gonna close it out. Ronan Black, thank you for your support. Everybody else that chimed in, thank you. Brother Dom, thanks for being on. We know you cut out when boxing and football comes on because you're not too big on that. And I get it. I understand. It's all good.
Right.
But
Reggie,
thank you for joining us,
Reggie.
Reggie, thank you. Thanks for trying to get on with us multiple times. It didn't work out tonight, but that's all right. We'll have to catch you next time.
Yeah, I got to shout out my Bloomfield College brothers. Andy, thank you, brother. Kelvin, I see you, brother. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. And we are on usually.
Yeah, I was waiting to see this one. Okay, go ahead.
Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 9:00.
Yeah.
This week we were on Monday and Friday. But we are generally on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's In the Paint Media Group. Share the shows. Subscribe. Put the bell on so you know when we come on, you'll be alerted.
Yeah.
And just support us.
Exactly. Listen, every great show, every great product start off small. You understand? Yeah. We're trying to get it to a larger level, and we can't do that without you. I'm not gonna beg for your participation, but if you enjoy it, what's wrong with showing a little love? I know I'd appreciate it. Max 611 would appreciate it, and that's just what it is, you know. So with that being said, I'm Angus Black, aka R Jones. I'm out of here. Till next time.
Max 611.
All right.
Peace.
All right.